Battlefield 6 has just had its massive multiplayer reveal in which they showcased pretty much everything there is to know about the upcoming game. We saw all the different maps, modes, new features and more. But what I want to talk about in today's video is how Battlefield 6 managed to do the unthinkable. How they managed to turn a community that was largely disappointed with the previous releases into a community that is hopeful and, dare I say, even excited about the new entry in the franchise. After the initial reveal trailer, Battlefield 6 quickly became the highest wishlisted game on Steam, hitting over 500k wishlists. And after the multiplayer event, Battlefield 6 also became the top selling game on Steam. The reason that this is significant is because if you've been paying any sort of attention to what's been happening since the announcement of the game, then you'll know that people have been more cautious and apprehensive towards the game than ever before. And that's for good reasons. We still remember the controversy surrounding Battlefield 5 and how it failed to deliver and build upon the success of Battlefield 1, and we most definitely remember the absolute shit show that was Battlefield 2042. So it's only fair that under every video, every post about Battlefield 6, people were saying no pre-orders and reserving their judgment until we saw actual gameplay footage of the game. But I think everyone who has ever been a Battlefield fan wanted Battlefield 6 to be a great game, because at the end of the day, there is no other shooter on the market that can offer what Battlefield can, when it's done right. And so far the reception has been positive. The trailers have got millions of likes and the like to dislike ratio suggests that people are excited about what they've been shown. People have quickly gone from no pre-orders to we're back, and I think rightfully so, because it seems like Battlefield 6 actually did it. They finally made a Battlefield game that we will be able to enjoy. Now of course that still depends on how the game launches, but if we compare the gameplay footage we saw from all the other content creators to the gameplay of the beta of 2042, this looks like a home run. Destruction has been turned up a notch. Graphically it looks amazing. Gunplay looks fun, even though I would like the guns to have more recoil to avoid the laser beam accuracy that Call of Duty, Delta Force and even 2042 suffered from. The atmosphere seems to be closer to Battlefield 1, although still not on the same level. It makes the maps you are playing on actually feel like places that have been infected by conflict. The maps themselves seem to play really well too, and some of the new features seem to be great additions, like the ladders we saw in the trailer that can be used to flank and get to higher places easier and maybe surprise your enemy. The classic melee takedowns are also back, which personally I absolutely love. The ability to drag down teammates to safety and revive them has finally been added too, a feature that was supposed to be added back in Battlefield 5 but got cancelled. You can also now hang off the back of a tank whenever you need a ride, but there are also some things that personally I'm not a big fan of. No server browser is one of those, and honestly I don't think we will ever get a server browser again, especially with Portal being in Battlefield 6. Honestly, Portal could work as a replacement for a server browser if DICE can stop people creating the XP farm servers that were prevalent in Battlefield 2042. Portal itself is a great tool that can be utilised to make game modes and servers for communities, but it also has to be kept in check so we don't have a repeat of Portal from 2042. Me personally, I'll probably try and utilise Portal and make some game modes and servers that we as a community can enjoy. But the next thing is the TTK. It seems way too quick at the moment, especially when taking into account how little recoil some guns have once you equip them with specific attachments. You either have to increase the TTK or add more recoil to weapons, or maybe spread that can be controlled through bursting. That way you get a balance of both. And one more thing that I'm not a big fan of is the sniper sweet spot mechanic, which seems to be making its way back from Battlefield 1. For those who may be unaware as to what the sweet spot mechanic is, I'll quickly explain. What the sweet spot mechanic does for snipers is that it allows them to be a one-shot kill between a certain distance. So for example, a sniper may be able to one-shot kill you if the enemy player was between 100 meters to 140 meters away from you. It essentially strips away the enjoyment and skill of sniping in my opinion. Sniping should be all about taking your time and ensuring that you hit headshots. Adding the sweet spot mechanic ultimately strips away that skill and makes it even more frustrating when you die to a sniper from one shot. Luckily though, all of these issues, or not even issues but just things I think the majority of players would prefer to be absent or changed, can be easily addressed. And this time around it looks like DICE are actively listening to feedback and making changes already, which is great to see, and I hope that they can keep this up. So yeah, the overall reception has been great to Battlefield 6. But we should still reserve our judgment until we actually get our hands on it this weekend once the beta goes live. But I also think that this isn't enough. They have players interested and excited, but they still need to deliver a great launch. As we know, Battlefield games have been infamously played with poor launches, with the only one having a great launch being Battlefield 1. The launch of the game can make it or break it, and once we have a great launch, then comes the next and most important thing. And once we have a great launch, then comes the next most important thing. Post-launch content. Battlefield 2042 live service model wasn't great. It only delivered one map every season along with 3 or so weapons. But also bear in mind that 2042 had a lot of issues to fix, meaning that actual post-launch content wasn't the priority. And that's why a smooth launch is needed, because if you have a launch filled with bugs and issues that will take you weeks to address, that will potentially affect the quality of the post-launch content you deliver. Personally, I would love to see between 2 to 4 maps being added each season with probably 4 new weapons. I don't think we will see the same amount of content we used to get back in BF1, 4 or 3 with Premium, but I think 2 to 4 maps is enough if the quality of those maps is good. Overall, Battlefield 6 did it in my opinion. They managed to turn a community that was rightfully skeptical about the next game into a community that is excited. And I haven't seen these levels of excitement since the Battlefield 1 days and the beta of that game. It feels good to be excited about a Battlefield game again. Let's just hope they don't mess this up. Let me know some of your thoughts regarding Battlefield 6. How you feel about it, are you excited or are you reserving your judgment? This was a different type of video from what I usually do, so let me know if you also want to see more videos like this where I just cover some of the news surrounding the game and whatnot. But thank you for watching, have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one.